So here I am, only me today, here to introduce the best of compilation for 2021. So I just decided to smush together some of the most fun and unique moments that we had across a bunch of all of our episodes over the past year, and here it is for you today. And the question on everyone's mind: will For Struggling Filmmakers continue? And the answer is, I have no idea right now. We're all very busy, kind of doing our own things at the moment. We're all in full-time jobs, so finding the time to sit down and record podcasts isn't as frequent as it was last year. Like, we'd love to continue doing it, but you know, if things get in the way, we'd love to have done some like Christmas episodes for you guys in December, but that didn't really materialize. So whether or not you'll see more episodes, it remains to be seen. But we want everyone here, wants you guys to know, thank you for supporting all of our episodes. We have a lot of fun making them, and seeing just the love they get, even if it's a little bit, it means a lot. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's all I got. So enjoy this compilation of For Struggling Filmmakers moments from 2021. Roll the tape. Oh god, this is why I need other people.
We're having a little discussion because obviously we all love the cinema.
It's all right, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
Pretty much sums it up, really.
Provided joy to generations of people, I suppose it was all right.
Yeah, so this Dune, I've got everyone's going to be in it. Literally any actor, you name it, they're in it. Go.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito's not in it.
So you're already wrong. Henry Cavill.
No, he's not in it.
Jim Carrey.
Who did you say?
Jim Carrey.
He's not in it. Okay, I'll just read some of them out. You got 14 out of 17. I got 15, and I come bloody second.
And it's all about reaction times now. You've got to be quicker.
Well, good guys come second, don't they?
Good guys come second. Randy Newman's score for Marriage Story. Obviously, it reminded me of Toy Story, so it made me a bit sad anyway. But I think it just complemented the whole story very nicely.
Does Randy Newman only score films that end in story?
It's actually in his contract.
Gotta end in story. Well, that's it. I'm not doing it.
Quick fact: the average 100-minute film has 600 to 700 cuts. Requiem for a Dream over 2,000.
Wow.
Through the use of the montages called hip hop montages.
Noah, you were the first to buzz in.
Eggs Benedict Cumberbatch.
Is Eggs Benedict Cumberbatch the answer? Yes.
Yay!
This week we have dedicated the entire podcast to, drumroll please, everyone's favourite James Bond. Yes.
That's Police Squad. I've got a query for you guys. Hypothetical. You're in charge of casting the next Bond. Who do you pick?
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba, that's a classic pick. I really like that.
Classic pick, yeah.
Henry Cavill, hands down.
Yeah.
Who?
Henry Cavill. Yeah. If you
yeah.
the man
What about a little left field pick like Riz Ahmed?
No,
Do you not think that would work?
No, he's a little man.
I could see it. It's just.
What about Richard? Because they say Richard Madden's always going to be
Richard Madden
because of his bodyguard work.
My pick would be Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, he's not a bad pick.
Ed Miliband could be a good one.
Ed Miliband.
All the Miller Bays, remember?
The conclusion to get from James's question is we should not be in charge of casting the next one.
Why?
Because we have about 1 million different Bonds.
Also, Ed Miliband.
Ed Miliband.
Oh,
there it is.
What's going to happen is there's going to be a picture of someone from the James Bond sort of
universe,
the franchise, and it's going to have someone's face over the top blocking out their face, and you just need to tell me who the actual character is.
Okay.
And the bonus point, I'm going to do bonus points for the actual actress or actor as well. All right, ready?
Yeah, go. Buzz, Eva Green, Vesper Lynn.
Look at that.
Jimmy, Eva Green, Vesper Lynn. It was indeed.
Oh my god, I love it.
I'm not going
man.
to say, yeah, that's fine.
I don't know who pulls it off better, if I'm being honest. The soundtrack by John Brion, I think, is great. It really adds to the sort of like dreamlike feel of proceeding. It's very.
I don't agree, actually. I think Spike Jones.
That's fair enough. All right.
Just that.
Today we are doing a romance quiz, and it is presented by me. That was a lovely introduction. So how are we going to play? There are 10 questions. I don't know.
Brokeback Mountain.
Is it Brokeback Mountain?
Mountain. I'm going to suck at it.
Yes, it is.
Why is it so long?
I just stabbed a goose.
Oh god, that's true.
Oh, that is goose murder, Jesus.
Peter, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
The film I'm defending might be a bit of a surprise to you. It's a film that's action-packed and full of grievous bodily harm and characters facing certain death. It's, of course, Paddington 2. This film literally has nothing wrong with it. Every scene is meticulously crafted and hits every emotional tone perfectly in key. There's humour, suspense, drama, and a wholesome sense of joy that you won't find in any other film.
Stop.
Every character is believable and fits into the plot perfectly, showcasing the best that the British film industry has to offer. The action scenes are engaging and also serve to move the plot along. That's not to say they don't slow down the pace every now and then to allow us to enjoy the magical effect that simple kindness can have. Sorry, did you say that?
5 questions each, I think. It's not a massively long one today. So,
We'll click on it. You click on it first and then go. Yeah.
There you go.
so
Oh, what's wrong on one iron?
the Russian offering. Russian offal. Thank you for that segue now. We're now going to talk about Sputnik, the Russian offering. No! Offering isn't a word!
Who said these famous lines? 1 point for a character, 1 point for an actress. So, tiebreak 1 is, you've always been crazy. This is just the first chance you've had to express yourself.
Yeah, Jimmy, go first then.
I'm going to say Thelma, of Thelma and Louise fame. Gina Davis. I might have got that the wrong way around. She might be Louise.
Alright, I'll go with Louise, and is it Susan Sarandon, the other one?
Okay,
Alright,
so
there we go.
it is Louise.
What?
Is it me?
Oh my god, that's great.
So no one wins, but we can also do tiebreak 2 if you want as well.
No, I won.
Please do.
Unlucky, Jimmy, you were nearly there.
Thanks.
That's all I've got to say.
But yeah, so
The film that I'm going to be recommending today is Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the one that came out in the 70s. Is it 78, Jimmy? Do you know?
Oh, I've got the Blu-ray. Hold on. Ow! 1978, yes.
Yay!
We need to talk about how that was made at some point, because that was a story.
This is what happened for Streetwalker. I think we had some ideas, but we had nothing concrete. We didn't really have anything like planned. And then we were on the day of shooting. We didn't even know it was the day of shooting. So we were basically like, we need an idea, and we need an idea fast, because the deadline was fast approaching. We weren't really sure. So we all sat down. It was me, Josh Barker, Josh Gardner. We were all basically having a chat about what we could do. I went to the loo, and in the loo, I came up with the idea within 3 minutes. And I came back, and I was like, this is what we're doing. And we're doing it now.
It was amazing because while he was away at the loo, the rest of the group, we were discussing, like, this is it. This is our first project at uni, and we have fucked it up. Because I think it was about a week before the deadline.
Yeah,
Because
it was
oh
around.
no,
that.
it was less than that. It was the week of the deadline, wasn't it?
It was
Yeah, let's talk about the scene. I mean,
murder.
What?
Murder.
but before we talk about that scene, I want to say there are three shocking films in the world. There's a Serbian film, there's Cannibal Holocaust, and there's Inside Trout.
Inside Trout.
Oh, man. Is quite a graphic.
They wanted me to kill the fish, and I was like, "Are you sure you want me to kill the fish?"
Yeah,
Talk us through you're like how that scene occurred. And
Yeah.
I don't. I think they would. I think it was literally just on the spot. I think James and Josh and everyone just said, "Just do it." And I was like, "Okay."
Thumbs up on him, and he did it.
And so the guy gave me the stick, and he just went, "Yeah, just whack it on the head." And that's what I did.
They were just
I don't think I got it quite right, did I?
I mean, if it
Wiggled
makes
a
you
little
feel
bit
better,
first,
Noah,
didn't it?
you didn't necessarily kill it. You knocked it out so it could be ready to be killed.
But it was such nice pate I remember
Just
having.
press
And
the
then
button.
there's Jimmy's favourite bit where I swallowed that like tea or coffee tea, and it's really hot, and I'm like.
I was just about to mention that. Your
Jimmy
line
goes on about this bit all the time.
feed into my brain because you're just there and you go, wow. It's like, you're right, yeah, it's really hot. Can we talk about Dakota Johnson's character, Susie Banyan, who's the
Okay.
how to destroy any work you've done with a character in one scene? And nothing she's done the entire film, none of her backstory matters after that pivotal scene. It's a twist for twist's sake. It's like something M. Night Shyamalan would do. It blows me away in how much I hate what happens in that scene. And then the film just doesn't end. It doesn't have an ending. It's just like, yeah, thanks for watching, kids.
Elevated horror, Jimmy. Don't forget that.
Honestly, there's no consistent cause and effect with anything that happens in that film. Characters couldn't be more passive. Except even the old doctor man who's meant to be investigating discovers nothing about what's going on. He doesn't believe it. One of my favourite scenes in the original is the big plot dump bit with the old doctor. So she speaks to Udo Kier.
What the fuck are you saying? I couldn't hold it back. It's the worst scene in the film. It's literally just all exposition. And you're saying that this screenplay is the worst you've ever seen. What the fuck, Jimmy?
Oh, we need some Brity. We need something to pick us up.
We're going to need to take my eggs out the sun. Hang on.
What?
That's like a line that would be in Esther, and then not referenced again.
Eggs out the sun. Oh, you mean your Easter egg? I thought you meant
Oh.
Yeah.
why you got eggs in your room though? Gremlins, for the most part, it's more of a comedy horror than it is just a straight horror. And comedy horror is my favorite genre because it can do so many goofy things. It can scare you, it can make you laugh. And I feel like Gremlins has the perfect blend of the two.
I'll just quickly say that I definitely think it fits the criteria. Gremlins for me is definitely a horror film. You know, it is funny. It's comedy as well, but there's harrowing moments in that film. The kitchen scene in particular. As a kid, you know, I was quite menaced by the Gremlins. I found them quite frightening. Emma is shaking her head. Go on then, Emma.
No, I think I need a moment to collect myself. Go to Noah first.
Go on then, Noah. Noah also not looking too pleased for this.
Emma, are you going to use your veto?
Oh,
I know that one of us is, and I was gonna, because we both disagree, correct?
Yeah.
I don't think it deserves a place on this list either, because this list is pre-2000 horror, like prime time horror. You know, we're getting the real nitty gritty, and you've come to me with Gremlins.
Yeah.
Like, I love
Gremlins.
Gremlins. I think it's a great film. The top 6.
It is, yeah. Top 6.
No. So
If it was at 7, would you have less quarrel, personally?
no, I just don't think it deserves a place on this list.
Not
Alright.
even 7, personally.
No,
not even 10, not
it
even
has-
20.
It hasn't reinvigorated anything. That's basically, you've turned around to me and you said, I'm going to put a scary movie at 6.
oh, I don't think.
No, okay, I have quarrel with that. Scary Movie is just a straight up parody. Gremlins is a pastiche.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think
Okay. However, you might agree with that, but I am going to veto.
Oh, Emma is good.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure if I can have this on the list.
What's
Ugh.
it-
But James is throwing these ridiculous films out of nowhere.
It's just my, it's just the kind of horror films.
Emma
I like.
can't veto anymore, can you?
No,
I don't-
once
Oh,
it's
No,
done,
all right, I'll save it for James's number 2 because he's probably going to put like, I don't know, like
E.T.
E.T. or something, Wind in the Willows or something. I don't know.
Coming in, number 1. It is Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984.
Classic supernatural slasher film. It was done so well. It was so creepy, and it's not even just the creepy elements. The deeper you get into the story, that shocks you as well. The dream sequences are scary. That whole vibe of like, if you fall asleep, you're gonna die, and there's so many jump scares in there that my heart was on the edge the whole time watching that film, and it scares me to this day. I just think, yeah, it's so scary.
Johnny Depp in his first role, I believe.
yeah, it's old school Johnny Depp.
We got 2 hands. Right?
James, do you want to go first?
I would like to go first. I want to give my 2 cents. So, Nightmare on Elm Street, I feel like conceptually, what a fantastic idea for a film. Just
Brilliant.
the idea of just someone killing you in your dreams.
Oh,
Opens the door for so many cinematic craziness. And as we know, as the franchise goes on, it definitely delves into that even more. And it's got some gory kills. It's got some great tension. It's getting vetoed. But that aside, okay. Here's where the penny drops. I watched Nightmare on Elm Street, and I thought it was a bit shit. Unfortunately, yeah. It's one that I was really looking forward to watching, and as I said, conceptually, it's got some really good stuff in it. All the stuff I did say for positives, I do believe in. I just don't think it deserves that number 1 spot. It just doesn't.
I agree, James. I agree.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Emma, but this is
Emma, if this
not
was
one.
6, 7, 5, fine.
If this one would give me nightmares if I kept it at the number 1 spot. So.
Best actor predictions. Who'd like to go first?
Who's seen the most?
Me.
Probably
Oh
Jane.
yeah, you've seen all of them, ain't you?
I spent the past week basically watching everything, so I'll kick it off with.
No, I want to kick it off. Thank you. very much.
Fine, you kick it off then, Noah.
Thoughts on my News of the World pick?
You do what you want, love.
You should.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
No, having seen Promising Young Woman, the story is bloody fantastic. It's an absolute journey. It's probably one of the most compelling thrillers I've ever seen in my life. If you thought Get Out was well written, you ain't seen nothing till you see Promising Young Woman.
Oh, wrong. Oh, wrong.
No, I'm not wrong, James. To keep twisting, but in a way that doesn't feel contrived or unrealistic, and to find layers upon layers of a character an hour or an hour and a half into the film is a fantastic testament to representing the British again. Emerald Fennell, who is a British female filmmaker. Oh, I just loved that film so much.
What did you pick?
You
Promising
pick
Young Woman.
Promising Young Woman, yeah.
What's the big Promising Young talking about?
Sometimes you talk for so long, I never really know what you're saying.
That's for the podcast.
We all know that the Oscars is just a bunch of publicity, and it's a bunch of people, old white men in suits. So who actually cares? And that's my final point.
This is the first cancelled episode of For Struggling Filmmakers. It's not the Oscars. Why did we even talk about it? Put it in the bin.
Paul Raci is brilliant in this, isn't he? Was he snubbed as a supporting actor? Maybe. James?
Isn't he nominated for supporting actor?
It's got some fantastic special effects work throughout the film. I don't know who the artist is in it. Is it a Rick Baker one? It might be. It's either Rick Baker, Rob Bottin, or Stan Winston. There's nobody. Or Tom Savini. There's no other makeup artists. When we think of iconic cinematic characters, a lot of people spring to mind, but very few are as iconic as the person I have picked. This person changed the role of women presentation in the science fiction landscape. No longer were they sidelined to love interests or side roles. This woman changed the genre in a way that very few people could. I have chosen. I'm just trying to remember her title. What's her title in it?
Ellen Ripley. That's her
No, I know
name.
her name. Her title. Flight Lieutenant. Is it or
Space Lady?
I have chosen
Ellen Ripley.
Space Lady.
Space Lady Ellen Ripley.
So it's a character who I know very little about. From what I can tell, she's a fairly ordinary person. She's meant to be sort of nothing special. Is that right?
Yeah, plain Jane like Emma.
All right. I've gone for
I
none
thought you
other
said
than
plain Jane like Emma. I was like, what are you doing?
Wow.
No, plain Jane like Emma said. I totally agree with that. Emma said.
I've gone for none other than Keira Knightley.
That famous plain Jane supermodel Keira Knightley.
She's not a supermodel.
She is.
I'm pretty sure she has been.
I just find her really boring. And that's why I picked her. Because
This character isn't boring though.
I thought my argument was fair.
that's what I think. Keira Knightley, yeah, no, she's all right. She can act, obviously. That's good. But she's just always just sort of there, and I've never really like thought, oh wow, she's really good in that. Maybe because I haven't seen enough of her films and such.
So basically, you don't.
And that's how I feel about Bridget Jones.
Have you seen Bridget Jones?
No.
With Jimmy's first and only pick.
God,
Jimmy. You got,
Two
you
more
got,
to go,
Come
and
on.
none of my films on my 7 list or the 3 on my backup list are currently on. So I've got a bit of a decision to make.
Yeah. Do a psychic link. I know. I hopefully one that's on your list is also on mine at number 1. Pick that one.
What am I at? What are we at? Number 2.
Number 2.
I had one for the 20s, Buster Keaton.
Very prescient, no, very prescient.
Please.
Because I have picked a film from the 20s, like Buster Keaton. I've picked The General.
really?
Yeah.
That's getting vetoed.
It was my number 1. It was my number 1, but I only get 1 spot.
Today we're joined by none other than Brennan Bax.
Hello, thank you for having me. I know these guys from our film course, and I am also a struggling filmmaker. Though I didn't get the invite first time, so could have been 5, but
Oh.
bit rude. It's fine. It's fine. I'm over it. But I'm here now. I believe, if I'm correct, we're struggling. We're not struggling.
Yeah.
We're talking about, well, we're going to struggle through this. We're talking about movies so bad they're good.
Oh, he's got a book and everything. Oh,
Oh my God.
what a cover that
I
is.
saw it. I was moving here, like for context for people at home. I've just moved to London and I was going through stuff to bring and I found this book and I was like, well, that's perfect. That is, and I've just flicked through it and there's quite some cool quotes and like different films I didn't even think about at the time. So I'm sure we'll get into that.
I thought we might start with the history of it.
Yeah.
The history of bad films.
Have you got it, Noah?
Cinema started, films were good or bad. That's the history of bad films.
The only issue I had with it, and I was telling you guys earlier, is that my subtitles were 2 minutes ahead of the actual film. So I was reading like really, really fast, and then there'd be like a moment of like nothing, and they'd be talking, and then the visuals would catch up, and I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So that ruined it slightly, but I kind of got the gist of what was going on, and I actually really enjoyed it the whole way through, to be fair.
You must have been sat there, particularly in the scene where the guys saying fast forward. He's been like, what the hell is going on?
I was a little bit confused.
And now moving on to some more atrocities, I will be talking about the documentary OJ, Made in America. OJ referring to OJ Simpson.
As opposed to orange juice.
Yeah.
It could have been anyone.
That
It
was his
could have been
name.
anyone.
I know, the juice.
But they've got some really great film tidbits throughout. They've got interviews with John Rhys Davies before he passed away. Eli,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure John Rhys Davies is dead, isn't he?
No, he's not.
He definitely is. He's old, man.
He's not dead. I think you're doing
I
that
mean, he is still going.
Yeah.
I just felt like he was one of those actors who passed. There is detail I think you might appreciate, Jimmy. There was during the early days of filming, they had to do all their own stunts on their own, and there was a bit where one of them catches fire, and Yeah. They put the fire on it and all put basically gasoline on his back and lit it aflame. And then they were trying to fan it out, but because they were fanning it, the flame was getting bigger. And he was like, oh shit, this is bad. And then they had to call their parents down. And then I think the stepdad was like, we're calling it off. You're not doing this anymore.
Their project got completely called off.
Yeah. And then I think they managed to get it back on track, but they're only allowed adult supervision. And the guy that they hired, the most irresponsible man alive.
He was pouring more gasoline on, and they had a bigger fire
than the original, where it all catches fire. And he was like, "Put more flame over there, a bit more gasoline over there." And he's like drinking beer. He's like, "Yeah, that's good." And fun fact, he was an extra in Dawn of the Dead, and that's why he was hired.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was in it for like a brief 2 seconds where he's eating a person in the morgue.
Oh, it wasn't Tom Savini himself being irresponsible.
Who has directed more?
Ooh.
Is it Michael Moore or Enroll Morris?
I don't know who Enroll Morris is. Or
I also don't know who Enroll Morris is.
They are both American documentary filmmakers.
That's all you're getting.
Enroll Morris.
Why does Michael Moore look like Susan Boyle?
I guess for the sake of entertainment, I'll go for Michael Moore.
I think Michael Moore's only done about 8 or 10 films. But
Can I ask why you've decided to go with who you've gone for?
Go on, guys.
Go on now.
I went for Michael Moore because Jimmy went for Enroll Morris, and it would be pretty boring if I also go for Enroll Morris.
I'm pretty sure that Michael Moore has only done about 8 or 9. Get me Roger Stone.
How many has Enroll Morris done?
I think Michael Moore's probably only done about 10, and Enroll Morris looks like a dude who's been doing this for a long time.
Enroll Morris, who has 28 directing credits, whereas Michael Moore has 22.
I'm surprised it's that many. I thought Michael Moore had only done about 12 films. Wow.
Enroll Morris done? I've never heard of this clown.
So, congrats, winner. Today's winner is Jimmy Bennett.
Oh my god, I don't know what to say.
Wait, did you call him Enroll?
Yeah.
His name's Errol.
Errol?
Yeah. ERROL Morris.
It is Errol Morris.
Whatever.
Enroll Morris.
Emma isn't wrong. You're all wrong, and I won. With Enroll.
I think we're going to have to redo that.
We might have to rebuke Jimmy's point because he voted for a person who doesn't exist.
Oh, come on.
All right. Thank you, Emma. You've really shined a light on the atrocities of human beings. But
What?
I don't know.
So first of all, I was smiling because I wasn't expecting you to jump straight into that intro. And then second of all, what the fuck were you on about?
I watched a foreign film this week. Ooh, really pushing the boat out.
You ain't selling it to me, man. It needs to be English language.
Still, I think I was just being in the cinema and watching anything is good. It's nice to be back in that atmosphere. So
I got a schedule here. Do you mind moving on?
Yeah, I'm just wrapping it up. That's me wrapping it up.
Do you want to introduce it then, Noah? What are we talking about this week?
These guys have got to sell me their adaptation.
Basically, James, Jimmy, and I were able to think up of an adaptation. The premise of the thought was that we think about something that's not a movie but should be a movie. So it could have been anything. So we have a game, a play, and a comic book. We're going to pitch our ideas to Noah, who are you supposed to be, Noah?
I'm a producer.
You're a producer. Okay, so we're going to pitch our movies to the producer.
Who's the director?
I'd kind of be interested, maybe Peter Jackson.
Okay, he's done that recently.
He's done Lord of the Rings, which is kind of survivally a journey, and this is what it kind of is.
King Kong.
I don't think I have his number anymore. No one.
Okay, let me think. Who else?
Robert Zemeckis, who did.
I'm thinking Guillermo del Toro.
Oh, actually, that's a really good point because this is supposed.
That's why I'm in this job. I know the director. Don't worry. No, I know the director.
Okay, he knows the director.
Yorgos, the Greek guy.
Yorgos
Greek guy.
Lanthimos. I was just
Hey.
going to say Martin Madonna.
Martin
Yeah,
Madonna,
why wouldn't
yeah.
it be Martin Madonna?
He's the
No,
one who wrote the
he's not
play, and he's
gonna.
the one that knows the source material the most.
And he's a
And I think he can do that brand of darkness
He's
quite
not
well.
a good director.
Because-
He's a good script writer. He ain't a good
Great
director.
Yes, he's a good director. What are you on about? He directed in Bruges. And he
Three
directed
Billboards
3
Outside.
Billboards.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're overruled on this one.
Right. So, listen to everyone talk.
Thank you, Brando.
I've heard everyone talk, and you all put up very convincing cases.
Thank you.
I think there's a fan base for Emma Subnautica. I like the emotional depth of Jimmy's Punisher. And I like the artistic vision with the Pillow Man. And I have to go with my heart. And my heart says, I'm going to have to think again. All right, thank you for having me.
Okay. Oh, he's actually going to log off and come back.
He's going to put a wig on and be like, what? What's going on?
Noah, what are we talking about this week?
We are talking about
Oh,
the soundtracks
Was
for
that, wait, what was that? Was that the opening to Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin?
we're doing our favourite scores, I think, of, yeah, that's it.
The film is very much about these two sides of man. The beautiful side of man, and there's a lot of beautiful imagery in this film, particularly with the scenery. It's like man in nature. But also like the dark depths, like what's the lowest we can sink to.
I know that James has a lot to say about the soundtrack.
Or me?
Yeah, James,
Yeah.
you're in it now.
I don't have a lot.
No, you wanted to make a comparison.
I haven't got a lot to say.
All right.
The
There's only
drinking-
one way to find out who's the best. To buy the Thief vinyl on Amazon, it's £36.80.
There is one Cannibal Holocaust LP vinyl from Ritz Ortolani available on Amazon, brand new, £139.12.
Oh.
It is very much a collector's item, my friend.
So moving now into my pick, which I picked Pirates of the Caribbean. More, not so specifically a film, but more the main theme. He's a pirate, which I'm pretty sure we all know the.
Right, next one. Now I was straight in there. Go.
It's The Godfather
Yeah, I'll take that.
by Mario Puzo.
No, you didn't get the composer right. Go, James.
Is it by any chance Cannibal Holocaust?
I should have spaced these out. Yeah, it is.
This wasn't very clever.
The one that we actually know. Cannibal Holocaust by.
I only said his name about 8 times earlier.
Yeah, it's Rizzo someone.
Rizzo Lavaccini.
Close, both of you. Whoever gets it first gets it, so keep shouting them out.
Rizzo Lavaccini. Lavaccini.
Close.
Rizzo Rigatoni.
No, Clay Regazzoli, he's a Formula One driver in the 80s.
Rizzolini, no.
Rizzolini and Lavaccini.
I'm not going to give anybody the point for that. Ritz Ortolani.
Rizzo Ortolani.
I said that. Come on, Jimmy.
You didn't. None of you said that. Okay.
Something a bit different. So I watched this Swedish short film just randomly. It's a non-fiction piece, and basically I think it was like they got 66 Swedes, like the Swedish public, not the vegetable, and they
I'm glad you clarified.
and they took them up to a 10-meter diving platform, and then basically the premise of the film was you have to jump off, and it was really interesting to like watch. It was only like 15 minutes. Was it even 15 minutes? I don't know, maybe a bit shorter than that, but the premise was to see how these like people responded to being at the top of a 10-meter platform, and like the social pressures of, is it harder to jump off the platform or climb back down?
The real question is, would you jump off a 10-meter board?
You see, that's the question. I think everyone would like to say, yes, I would. But I don't think I would, because when I used to be a lifeguard, we had a diving board session and I jumped off the 1 meter springboard, and that was enough for me.
The idea of Jonah Hill dressed in the Men in Black suit is
Sorry.
Okay, why do you think it's not going to work, Noah?
That is the big
Please,
question.
Well, okay, it might work in the sense that people probably, yeah, okay, but it would just be stupid, I reckon.
Yes, that's what
Because then you start having all of these like Ghostbusters and the Predator, or like Terminator and Schindler's List. It's gonna be stupid. It won't work.
Terminator, Schindler's List.
For the first time ever, I sat down, I watched Top Gun, and I loved it.
Oh my god, do you know what? So I sat and watched Top Gun as well, and do you know what the the soundtrack? It's like that one song.
Oh my god, there's like 2 songs that they keep repeating again
And it just
again.
goes over, and like you don't even need to be in the room to know as soon as you hear that music, oh, we're listening to Top Gun, are we?
Oh my god, it's so good. I love it.
You, the real question, are you going to go and see the follow-up?
Yeah, there it is. You've got the soundtrack.
What is wrong with you people? Am I right in saying Brody shoots it about 4 or 5 times? Yeah.
Oh, because at some point they think, oh, it's dead. Let's all go back in the water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they catch the other shark even before they get on the boat. Towards the end, they catch the. He's like, "What kind of shark is that?" He's like, "Tiger shark." And the guy goes, "Where?
A what?
Where?
He goes, "Where?
A what?"
This is probably the only time I've hated Will Smith in a film. Like, he's got so much charisma in everything he does, but when you put him behind like a weird CGI fish version of himself, like all of that goes away.
I don't think you're supposed to like him as a character.
He's the main character.
That doesn't mean you're supposed to like him.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you're meant to like them.
Take The Great Gatsby. You're not supposed to like Gatsby.
Don't compare Shark Tale to The Great Gatsby, please.
Both
Don't
equally
start
You're
this
not
train.
supposed to like Henry Hill.
Michael Corleone. For those of us, James, who it's been about 15 years, could you remind us what plot there is of Shark Tale?
Right, okay. The best I can describe it is underwater there is like a fish version in New York, and there are mafia sharks who kind of run the fish New York. And in the film, like Robert De Niro's shark is like the head of it, and then he has like 2 sons. One of them played by Jack Black, and the other one played by Michael Imperioli, who plays Chris Moltisanti in The Sopranos. So Jack Black's shark is apparently a vegetarian, so he won't go into like the shark mafia life. And what is going on in this film? I'm trying to remember. I haven't even brought up Will Smith fish. He works at like a car wash, and he like owes money to Martin Scorsese pufferfish, who is actually Martin Scorsese, because he works for him, and then he bets all of his money on like a seahorse race, and he loses, and then they take him out to kill him, these 2 jellyfish, but then he's saved by Jack Black, and then Jack Black has to act like a dolphin, and then everyone thinks that Will Smith fish killed the shark, which is Chris Moltisanti shark, and then it's all about like white lie. I remember the tagline. It's like, oh, it's like a great white lie because it's a great white.
That was not the tagline.
I think
No,
it was
actually, it's behind every little fish is a great white lie.
There you go. That's it. No,
Got, Hans Zimmer as the composer.
is it actually? Oh my god, Hans, what you doing?
You're joking.
We like Hans.
I've just read that Hans Zimmer's the.
It's got a very dated soundtrack as well. I remember very specific.
At
songs.
the car wash.
Yeah, that.
Whoa.
Because of the darkness, it's been like adapted, and it's like an albino blind shark. So it's got like super good like hearing. So then a few of them get eaten, and it's left with the 2 stepsisters, and it's like a commentary on like, you know, sister relationships and blah blah blah.
And do the 2 sisters, do they end up very chummy at the end?
I mean, they're very traumatized.
Oh, the second one sounds quite cool. It sounds like a shark slasher film with a bunch of teenagers being picked up one by one. It's like Friday the Sharkteenth.
That's not even a.
That was funny.
You can do better.
Thank you, Emma.
It's not even a play on words.
It's got Rob Schneider in it.
I'm saying this.
He was from
Stop
Jaws.
saying it's a thinker.
I'm saying this is.
Sorry, Noah, he was not from Jaws. That's Roy Scheider, not Rob Schneider.
No, they obviously thought it was Roy Schneider, and they were like, "Come to record with us."
Well, his agent phoned him was going to be, oh, we've got Chief Brody from Jaws. He turned up on the first day of filming. The director was like,
Okay, so we have in last place, it was quite tight at the bottom, with a total of 6 points.
Nobody make a joke about that. Come on, it's a clean show. It's a family show.
In last place at the bottom, it was a little bit tight.
Stop and say it again.
So, who's going to be the first one to get off the finish line?
Well, it's obviously got to be James, isn't it? Because he ransacked the week, so.
Ransack the week. I can ransack it. Oh God, where do I even start now? Jeez.
How about Back in the Future?
Yeah,
Yeah,
1985.
1985. I wasn't real. I didn't exist yet. A couple years later, I did, and then a couple years after that.
Couple years.
It was a
Couple years,
PFU.
fine. All right. I don't know maths very well.
Decade and a half.
Fine. Most famously, the time machine in Back to the Future was initially not going to be a DeLorean car. Can anybody tell me what it was going to be?
Telephone box.
No,
No,
that would have
Bill
been
and Ted, isn't it?
plagiarism.
What is it? Is it going to be a car? Is it going to be a different car?
It wasn't going to be a car.
Don't tell me.
Bowling alley.
A vacuum
You have
alley,
to
no.
bowl yourself down.
Dartboard.
A
No.
cafe.
Cafe, no.
Hot tub.
Hot tub, no.
That's hot.
Baby
hot tub
monkey.
time
A
machine.
yearbook.
Yearbook, no. That would have been interesting.
Just on the wiki page trying to find
The
it.
Overlook Hotel from The Shining.
No. All right.
Oh, that was a
That's
good
enough
guess.
guesses. It was a fridge.
Oh.
Well, it's close with a telephone box.
It was, and I'd tell you exactly. You were very close to telephone box, but fridges and telephone boxes are two completely different things. So I didn't give it to you. You literally have two things to focus on. You have Marty going towards where he needs to go, and you have Doc Brown plugging in the thing and going down the sliding down to try and plug everything in. That's what works.
Yeah, well, that works really well because one thing is affecting the other. Like, the tension is built because if Doc Brown, if he doesn't grab that cable and plug that thing in before he hits that pole, he's just going to drive into a brick wall.
It'd just be a McFly on the wall.
It'll be a burnt fly.
He's been McFly swatted.
He'll be McFried.
McFry! Yay! That's the one.
Finally! Yes!
What is
Even though you
Jimmy's
were like,
reservations then?
I think it's one of the best entertainment films. It's not high art, is it?
why not?
That's
Why
not.
not?
Yeah, why not, Jimmy? Shut up.
Because it
It doesn't have anything to say.
No, it does have stuff to say. I agree. The script's fantastically tight. The characters are. Marty McFly has a pretty good character arc because he learns he finally takes responsibility for himself and becomes grateful for the way he's born. I don't think it. For me, it's not a top 10 film. It's probably not a top 50 film.
Not a top 50 film.
No, James.
I'm out of here.
There's a lot of films I would prefer. Like,
But the one thing that stands out to me is this film scarred me for being worried that car was randomly going to come out of the sky and hit me.
really?
It's going to come out in the future.
I had a fear of walking along empty roads and pavements in case a car came out of nowhere and hit me. Not like in my adulthood, no, but like when I was like younger. I can picture it very vividly because it really did stick with me. So pretty good.
There is a fun fact about the cars in this film. This film was sued by a woman who went to the cinema for basically misselling the fact that there isn't many cars and much carness in this film. And I believe she won the case actually.
She won the case?
I think so.
On what grounds?
On what? Yeah, I'm gonna
She
find it.
said, look, all the adverts show all this car chases because it just shows the action sequences because that's how marketing works. And there was nary a car chase to be found except for the two.
So it was like
misrepresentation.
misrepresentation of
I mean,
I'm pretty sure I remember reading it was successful. It definitely happened. Somebody look it up. But yeah, this angry middle-aged woman was upset that it was about romance and crime. It wasn't about cars.
That's mental. How can you use footage from a film, showing stuff in the film, and then get mad when those bits in the film aren't as prominent as you think they
I
are?
think she was like, I paid money to see a film called Drive. I expect to see driving.
Yes, so I can tell you the story. I've got it up here.
Oh God.
It's on the Guardian. So a Michigan resident files suit against distributor of Ryan Gosling thriller Drive, claiming the film had very little driving and is anti-Semitic. So there's a little bit more than the driving.
I've
Right,
completely
so it
forgot
must
that
be
side.
because Ron Perlman plays a Jewish character and they make references to him being Jewish.
Apparently, the film substantially contained extreme, gratuitous, dehumanizing racism directed at members of the Jewish faith and thereby promoted criminal violence against members of the Jewish faith.
Can you imagine the judge being like, this film, it does not have enough cars in it. She's like, yeah, but what about the anti-Semitic stuff? I said this film does not have enough cars.
Why do all your American accents sound like they're in the deep south?
She said Michigan.
Every American's foghorn leghorn.
Practice Potts is Dick Van Dyke, and then we have and someone else, Sally. Then we also have Sally Ann House as Truly Scrumptious.
I'm sure
Someone else.
the Sally Ann House estate will be suing.
The only vehicle in the film I want to mention, obviously, there's the Jimmy. You might want to close your ears because I remember you saying you're a little bit scared. But there's the infamous child catcher van.
Oh no, that was Noah. I love the child catcher.
No,
I am. Let me be clear. This podcast. Well, maybe not this podcast. This podcaster is pro child catcher.
Oh, get lost.
Jimmy Bennett.
Gumdrops, all free.
I used to have nightmares about him as a kid.
For any of you that don't know, the child catcher is basically fulfilling the wishes of the Baron for like a childless state.
Oh, I'm looking at images of him and I don't like.
Emma, what is your favourite song film?
What's my favourite song?
Yeah.
I like the one where they're under the sea.
I don't remember that one.
That's Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, mate. What
No,
you want?
yeah, you're right.
Bobbing
that.
along.
What
Bobbing along.
That's the one. Scrap that. No. My favourite one is Truly Scrumptious. Sorry, yeah.
Truly.
Because that's in the like
That's
little
Mary Poppins.
factory, innit?
No, that is this film. Every song in the film is a banger. Like Truly Scrumptious is great. Pretty Shitty Bang Bang. Toot, sweet, toot, sweet. Me Old Bamboo. That's one of my favourite routines. But the
Routine. Can you just imagine?
Jimmy does it in
Jimmy
his
is
room
like,
when he
3, 2,
Be Old
1,
Bamboo,
go.
Be Old Bamboo, bamboo. But no, the hands down best song, which I find really emotional, is of course Hushabye Mountain. The gentle breeze on
Sally Ann House is truly scrumptious.
I'm not sure you can say that now.
No,
After what
she
you
is.
said
That's
this
not wrong.
podcast, Jimmy. Jesus Christ.
What did I just say? I said I really like Hushabye Mountain. It's an emotional.
No,
And
that's
you
not
said
what
you
I meant.
approve of child snatch.
Yeah,
Wait, he's not.
He's like, you support the child snatcher, and you just say, oh,
I think he's a great character.
Goldfinger's in it.
Goldfinger.
Hey, no, he's not.
The guy who plays Goldfinger.
The guy who
Isn't
plays Goldfinger is Mike Myers.
No,
Oh, Goldfinger!
not Remember.
Goldfinger!
Oh,
The
sorry.
actual version, Jimmy.
Gert Frobe. Yes, Gert Frobe, I think, is the Baron, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes, sorry.
Christ, Jimmy.
You were thinking of Austin Powers, weren't you?
Hey, look at that.
It's awesome, isn't it? What's everybody's favourite bit of the car chase then, except for Emma?
When they go up that museum, is it? Or that.
Yeah, onto the roof of that building.
Yeah, is it a
When they-
museum?
when
I
they
don't
press-
know.
The accelerator?
Oh, Emma.
No, I remember.
I like the bit where they're going through the sewers and they're almost flipping over.
Yeah.
Fun behind the scenes fact. The stunt drivers really wanted to do a 360 around the whole thing.
They
and
definitely could have.
they get so close. They
do get close.
Just couldn't quite do it on the day. But they're desperately
Yeah,
I love
it's like
And the water bit. The water bit's cool as well when you're going through the water.
How about we do some quick honourable mentions of cars that we like in films?
Christine.
Christine, oh, that's a
Christine,
good
yeah.
one.
Christine, we've got Christine.
Christine's a fantastic film.
What about Duel?
We forgot Herbie,
The Ferrari from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Grease
I like
Lightning,
the Ghostbusters car.
the Ghostbusters car.
Oh yeah.
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Thelma and Louise had a car, didn't
They
they?
did.
The Bluesmobile.
The Bluesmobile.
Batmobile.
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 Yeah.
Good one.
Oh, the bullet car. It's the Mustang, Ford
Yes.
Mustang.
It's
Oh,
Ford.
don't forget James Bond's cars.
Oh yeah.
DB5.
They're quite iconic.
All
aren't
of
they?
Mad Max.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, very true.
Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen. The cars that they go in Jurassic Park for a little bit.
Oh my God, the Jeep Wranglers. Yeah, or the Ford Explorers. Sorry.
The Wayne's World car.
Oh yeah.
No,
I was going to say the Iron Giant, but that's not a car, is it?
that's not a car. That's a robot. Have you heard Vin Diesel try to say the movies?
No.
No.
I'll see if I can get it up for a second.
Movies.
The movies.
Nothing like it when the lights go down and you're at the movies.
For a 1997 film called Cure. Now, it's got nothing to do with The Cure, the band. It's got nothing to do with a cure for any medicine or anything. I actually have no really idea why it's called Cure, but we can answer that in a minute. Anyway.
I thought that we couldn't do an Asian cinema week without touching on some anime.
I'll just give a bit of context. So the 1980s was an interesting decade for many reasons. Deregulation of the stock exchange. Margaret Thatcher was in power. Anything else, guys? Falklands War.
Context.
George Michael was in the
It's
chart.
good to,
There was
people
the
weren't
Falklands
around in the 80s.
War between
We've gone off
Argentina and
piece.
Britain. So there's great pressure on me to kick things off here. And I guess you could say, welcome to the party, pal. I'm going with Die Hard.
Oh.
That's a great start, mate.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Die Hard 1988, directed by John McTiernan. It's got our boy Bruce Lee in it. Bruce Wayne.
You're wrong.
Willis, mate. What are you talking about, Willis?
I'd love to see Die Hard with Bruce Lee. Not gonna
Oh,
lie.
Bruce Wayne. Bruce Lee as Bruce Wayne.
Should we elevate up to Jimmy's number 6?
Yes, which is really difficult because we've deviated from my list, which is great.
Oh yeah, one film in. Oh no, it's ruined.
I hate it.
This film came out the same year as another film on the same subject matter with an entirely different approach, and it completely destroyed the reception of this film.
Ooh.
It's another Ennio Morricone scored film,
Ooh.
science fiction, ladies and gentlemen, The Thing.
The Thing.
Oh.
The Thing. Eh?
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
And what was that other film, Jimmy?
E.T.
E.T.
Which I don't want to make this list aggressively, but we'll see.
I didn't expect you to pick Terminator.
It is in my top 10 movies.
I didn't know that was your favourite film.
Not my favourite film.
It's not Back to the Future.
Yeah, well, we know that.
I'm shocked that you didn't pick Back to the Future.
Well,
Because we only spoke about it like last week.
well, that's not even the point where I wanted to, not talk about it. I was just hoping that Emma was, smart enough to pick a correct answer.
If you think Emma's picking Back to the Future for the best film of the 1980s, you've got another thing coming.
I don't really like it.
Well, we know that Emma will be answering that film that we all know she should be.
I think you guys have completely got me wrong.
All right, okay, I'm going to do something very weird and stupid. I don't know if it's against the rules. I'm vetoing myself. Back to the Future number 2.
What the hell?
Wait, you can't.
Perfectly
You can't
acceptable.
do
Perfectly
that.
acceptable strategy.
Wait,
Right.
did you just say you vetoed yourself?
Yeah,
You can do that.
I was indecisive, all right?
Are we all ready to move to number 1?
I guess so.
Please, Emma, do the right thing. It's the Ridley Scott film. Just fucking say it, please.
I haven't got a Ridley Scott film on my list.
Oh Christ!
Okay.
Blade Runner.
Oh right,
Oh.
yeah, that.
No, I don't like Blade Runner.
I knew you didn't like Blade Runner. Oh no!
I don't like Blade Runner.
I'm sorry, Nara. I
I'm
should have
making
played
the
it
same
before.
face.
I'm
We
really
didn't
sorry.
play this right at all.
American animated musical fantasy film,
I know this film.
The Little Mermaid.
Oh my
A
god!
Little Mermaid, eh?
It won the Academy Award for Best Original Song. Do you know what song that was?
Under the Sea.
Under the Sea. It won.
Yeah. Under the Sea.
The Little
I've
Mermaid.
got nothing to say.
Yeah, Noah, please.
I've got nothing to say.
If you'd given me 10 years to guess that, what your pick would have been, I would be 10 years older and still wrong. I picked for, God knows if he's there on your screen, James. That's where he is on my screen.
Yeah.
And what did I pick for you, James? It's to do with his background.
You picked the 1954 film Them.
Exclamation mark. Which stands
Exclamation
for?
What?
Which stands for?
Them Big Ants.
Oh, that's it. No.
Yeah.
You couldn't possibly know the answer to that. On the theatrical trailer for the film, which I've seen probably about 30 times, it comes up on the screen and goes, terror, horror, excitement, mystery.
So we are now moving into our final segment, which is my pick, The Danish Girl, for Jimmy.
For
The
me.
Danish girl.
Sorry?
Who said that?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Danish
That's
girl.
great, Danish
Yeah.
The Danish girl. I look
Hey,
really-
sorry, I'm going to have to stop because Nova's struggling.
I look really pale. I'm like,
Because you are pale.
That's so pale.
Go get some sun.
I'm all alone. I'm just here by myself. What's his problem, James?
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Bingo. And this
Bingo.
might be a good time to explain your background.
Oh yes, of course. To those who enjoy looking at the backgrounds of every time I do an episode, they kind of relate to what I'm talking about. This week is Dirty Dancing. You know, I carried a watermelon.
I carried a watermelon.
Yeah. So you got watermelon, and one of the most important scenes of Cool Hand Luke showing his stand-up nation is like, I can take a challenge. He's challenged to eat 50 eggs consecutively within an hour. And it's a very intense scene. It's a very, very good scene where he just eats a bunch of eggs.
Were they like boiled eggs like
Yeah,
that?
hard-boiled. All
Oh,
hard-boiled.
they are so filling.
Did
exactly.
Did
He has
Newman
to be
do it for
fitty.
real?
Yeah, and then he's eats them all, and then he does like a Christ figure on the table.
Did Newman do it?
I can't remember if he did or not. If he did, then he would have definitely been sick.
He would have definitely died.
He would have died. How did he die?
Or turned into a chicken.
Eggs.
Like,
I
what
think
is
the real question about James's background is who on earth is eating watermelon
Yeah, who is eating
eggs
this?
for
Who's
breakfast?
eating watermelon eggs at the same time? Some messed up geezer. The things I find on Google Images.
I asked my mum, why do you like this film? She went, good film.
so
Fair enough.
mum like?
Yeah, bless her. She's yeah, lovely woman. I'm a big fan. But Lord of the Rings, it was up there with one of her favourites.
Does she have a favourite character?
Do you have a favourite?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Jimmy.
specific
I don't
film?
think she'd be able to name a single character. What did you guys think of Free Willy?
Oh,
Do you got?
I was
Mm,
really.
You never
wasn't-
saw it, James.
Nah, didn't want to watch a
James-
film about a big whale. Seemed
James-
boring.
It was.
It wasn't that good, really.
I thought it was like stunning, and the film always has me in tears at the end.
I always used to laugh.
It's got so overrated.
Free Willy. It's an
Why-
emotional
Because it's
story.
cool.
Why would you watch that when you can watch Cats and Dogs, which is just as emotional?
I think Free Willy has a bigger ecological message behind it now than Cats
Sure.
and Dogs.
Yeah, but it takes yourself too seriously, where this film's got Michael Clark Duncan in.
Oh,
That's because it was a serious. It was a serious like topic.
Just say no. The lives of killer whales is pretty serious.
Well, stop calling them killer whales. They're orcas, mate. Come on.
No one watched.
Wait.
No one watched Blackfish and went, "Oh, this is a bit serious for me."
This is a bit of too much of a serious documentary for me.
Free Willy's such a diva.
Right. Emma, all female cast in the early mid 2000s. That's actually quite ahead of its time as well. Isn't that a bit ahead? That's ahead of its time, though. That is ahead of its time.
Last time I checked, yeah. My thought is down exactly the same line. Am I that enamored by Men in Black? No. But do I think it's a fun movie? Yes. Have I seen Mulholland Drive? No. Did I enjoy Blue Velvet? Yes. Did I enjoy Razorhead? Definitely not. So I'm literally in the exact same boat as Jimmy, and he swam away. So do I follow him or do I take my own path? And that got surprisingly deep.
For
no reason.
Do you want me to pick my own drive?
No, I'm happy to do the 30 seconds.
All right, okay, I'll get it up.
And no
I
one
don't
gets
have
to
anything
go
more
first.
to say. I don't have
I feel
anything
like
more
Shutter
to say.
Island has a tighter narrative.
It's all right. Noah, you can go second if you're gonna have some time to think.
But I went first last time. Noah's not gone first yet.
Flip the coin.
Right, okay. Fuck it, go for it.
You sure? All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Floor is yours.
So you got over 2 hours of one of the most perfect narrative structure. You've got a film that just completely I can't do this. Fuck it. We'll vote Shutter Island. I don't care.
You got 10 seconds now. You can bring it back if you want.
I just want to go to bed, to be honest. Like, can we do Shutter Island and then we can...
There it is.
Yeah, Taika Waititi, he can just sort of get away with anything. You do get that sense that he's just such a character that he could almost, if he turned around next week and announced that he was going to make, I don't know, remake Schindler's List and then do an ultra serious version, you wouldn't be surprised. I think that man can do anything, honestly.
I will make the argument that what Jojo Rabbit is. Sorry, I suddenly saw myself on the webcam. Really pretentious. What I kind of see Jojo Rabbit is actually doing.
I've got a pipe somewhere. I'll put it in.
What Jojo Rabbit's really doing.
David, why don't you wrap us out?
I will.
Oh, my ass.
It features Michael J. Fox.
It can either be, well, it's got to be Back to the Future 2.
Back to the Future 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Back to the Future 2.
No, my luck, it's going to be the other one.
Yeah, I know. I think I know.
Back to the Future 2 says Noah. Jimmy.
Yes, boss.
It's the second in the franchise.
Well, just to be Mary quite contrary, I'm going to say Stuart Little Doss.
Oh, yeah!
Oh no!
Little 2! Yeah, I've got it. Alright, sure. It's the last round. What are you going to do? Emma, here you go with the last hint. The main character likes to skateboard.
Oh, no.
Wait, he likes to skateboard, Stuart Little, doesn't he?
I was just thinking that.
I don't, not as much as the other Michael J. Fox franchise.
Wait.
I don't know the other one.
Well.
But I did. Stuart Little, the little rat, was on a skateboard at some point.
He was, wasn't
I
he?
think you're all imagining that. But
No,
okay.
I'm Googling it right now.
I'm going to go Stuart Little 2.
Let's do Little 2 on the last one.
Oh my god, what have I done?
Oh, no.
Is it Back to the Future 2?
Final answer of the quiz. I can reveal everybody. I mean, this is a very strange way of doing it, but
What?
What do you mean we were imagining it?
Yeah.
you were little too.
I didn't think.
I did not know for a second that you guys would actually guess Stuart Little 2. But apparently you did.
You're dead right. I think you're dead right. I think you're dead right. I think you're dead right. You're dead right. You're dead right. You're dead right. You're dead right, Brennan. You're dead right. You're dead right. No, you're dead right. You're dead. You're dead. Dead right, of course.
You're dead right. And you would be dead right. We're going to continue to struggle. You guys continue to stay safe. And we'll catch you around.
Bye.